All right, shifting attention to breaking updates coming in. It's a massive breakthrough in the Bengaluru blast. The NIA has made 2 arrests. The 2 accused who have been arrested include the bomber and one mastermind. Musaffir Hussain Sazib is the accused who placed the IED at the Rameshwaram Cafe in Bengaluru, and Abdul Mateen Taha is the mastermind behind the planning, the execution and the blast, as well as the subsequent evasion from the clutches of law. My colleagues Priyank Tripathi and Deepak Bopan are joining us on the broadcast with the details. Deepak, several days after the blast, the main accused in the case have been arrested. Where did this arrest take place? What are the details?
Well, this is definitely a major breakthrough that's coming to the fore, Pratibha, because March 1st is when the blast took place and the hunt has been on. They've been tracing multiple CCTV teams from, the Karnataka police. There have been the IB that has been working. The NIA came into the picture. And throughout the country, there have been searches that have been going on. In the last couple of days, they got some crucial inputs about these 2 individuals. The main accused, the bomber, Musaffir Shazib, and also Taha Mateen, of course, who's been wanted since 2020. In fact, both of these people have been wanted in multiple cases since 2020 after carrying out this particular blast. Of course, the urgency in getting hold of them, considering the fact that they had a lot to do even with the Mangaluru blast, was of great need. And finally, after some searches in West Bengal, they have picked up both these individuals. As of now, they're being questioned and necessary protocols are being followed, and they are hoping here to crack a greater network of operatives who they could have in fact indoctrinated, because somebody like Taha Mateen, who's been wanted since 2020, and Musaffir, they've been consistently recruiting youth, spreading the ideology of ISIS in southern part of India is what the NIA has of course learned through various people that they've questioned and evidences that they've gathered. So this definitely comes as a massive breakthrough in the case, and finally, of course, some relief for people across the country, because this bomber on the loose could have meant harm for the society at any point in time.
Okay, all right, Priyank, before I come to you, let's also go across to Pranesh, who's joining us from the newsroom with the details. Pranesh, details coming in, these suspects were also wanted in several other terror cases.
It's a big breakthrough, just adding to what Deepak was telling us, that the arrests are more significant also because these 2 people, the agency believes, were involved in other major cases, the part of the Shivmoga module, as Deepak was telling us. Look at this. Now, this is the wanted poster released by the NIA before these 2 individuals were finally traced, located and apprehended. Who are we talking about? Musaffir Hussain is the person. Shazib is the one who placed the bomb. According to the NIA believes that he is the individual who placed the bomb inside the Bengaluru cafe. And these are his details. He's aged about 30 years and has been using forged driving license in name of Muhammad Junaid Saeed or other similar forged ID documents to conceal identity. Preferred dress is also mentioned: jeans, t-shirt, wears black smartwatch, often wears mask, wig and fake beard. Preferred places of stay: boys hostel, PG, sharing accommodations, low budget hotels and lodges to evade detection and surveillance. The next person is Abdul Mateen Ahmad Taha. Now, Abdul Mateen Taha, according to the NIA, is the mastermind of the Bengaluru blast case. He is also the one who had planned the operation carefully. Now, according to the release by the NIA, this individual had also instructed Musaffir what to do once he had placed bomb in the cafe. So after the explosion, the route that Musaffir Hussain took and the entire trail was carefully orchestrated and planned by Abdul Mateen. Here are his details. He is also about 30 years old, has been using Hindu identity documents, forged Aadhaar in name of Vignesh. This is important. Perhaps we must mention this. Allow me to underline this once again. The man who's considered to be the mastermind of the Bengaluru cafe blast case, Abdul Mateen, now that he's been apprehended, NIA had said that he has been using Hindu identity of documents, forged Aadhaar in name of one Vignesh or other similar forged ID documents to conceal identity. The modus operandi remains same. Now that these 2 people have been apprehended and the NIA in its release has also listed the cooperation of several state police, Bengal, Kerala, just to mention a few. It'll be interesting what comes out in the interrogation.
Absolutely. This is a very, very crucial breakthrough. The details coming in that he was also using Hindu identity comes at a time when he was already under radar of the central agencies. Priyank, the NIA, when the blast took place, had also been looking at whether this is a lone wolf attack or whether there was a bigger conspiracy at play. 2 individuals being arrested, one for executing it and one the mastermind.
It's certainly a part of big module, Pratibha, because if you remember on 19th of November 2022, there was a similar kind of blast which happened in Mangaluru, where Shivamogga module was the one which came under the radar. Later to that, the Enforcement Directorate also started probing the kind of lakhs of money was given to this particular module through cryptocurrency. And what we saw in Rameshwar Cafe on 1st of March was also very much scary, which certainly gave a grim reminder of how Indian Mujahideen cropped up in the northern part of the country, which led to several and series of kind of attack. This particular bomber was Musafir, whose role is also being probed in the Mangalore blast case, was on the run. He was out, and certainly since he had tasted blood, it was very scary for the investigating team and all these security apparatus in the country to arrest him as soon as possible, because once Yasin Bhatkal, when he carried out the blast, when he went out of the clutches of the Indian probe agencies, that led to series of blasts in the country, and it was a very scary thing. While talking about this particular module, the Shivamogga module has been very much active. Money was pumped into this particular module through cryptocurrency, which is also under the investigation, and the same module was part of the blast in Mangalore on 19th of September 2022. So no doubt about it, what Deepak and Pranesh is saying is absolutely right. It's a very big achievement for the National Investigating Agency to arrest these accused before they could carry out more blasts. But once they will be able to give detail about the other members of the group, it is going to be very active. But the location is also need to be taken into consideration, because they fled towards West Bengal, and as we know that Bangladesh has become the key hideout for the operative, because generally through Assam or through West Bengal, these operatives of ISIS have managed to infiltrate into Bangladesh. So it was quite clear that they were looking for the right time to flee away from the country, knowing the fact that they can hide easily in Bangladesh, and once they were called in, they could have once again come out and carried out several attacks. If you remember, last month only, there was an ISIS operative who was arrested on the border area of Assam and Bangladesh. So many things can, if you piece together, you can see that there's a larger operative nexus which was on its job. But hats off to other agencies who have managed to arrest these two accused because before they could flee away from the country.
Absolutely. In fact, in the 4 years that they were under the radar, they were also allegedly trying to influence others to also join their network. Big story. We're keeping a track of the developments there. Priyank and Deepak, for the moment, thank you for joining us with those details. We'll be right back after a short break.